When you talk about the Bennifer era, this is so weird I'm talking about this, like to talk in that way. So yeah, I'm just using those words because you used them.
Totally.
Okay.
Is Jennifer Lopez finally gonna talk about her husband's alcoholism? What did Ben Affleck do that made Jennifer consider this as a real problem? I mean, yes, the alcohol problem is a serious matter to begin with.
You have all these things happen to you and all these experiences, and you kind of hold them very close. You don't let people in on like what it's like behind the scenes.
But Jennifer was not open to talking about this before, but now it has completely changed. Lopez had tried to keep their personal lives as private as possible. She even talked about how she protects these matters from other people as much as possible. Ben Affleck's relationship with alcohol has been going on for a very long time already. Many of us knew about what happened with JLo and Ben's relationship.
Still got to show up on the talk show and put on my best face and all that. It doesn't matter if I was just crying in the dressing room.
They were engaged but then decided to break up in 2004, but have recently found their way back to each other in 2021 and then finally got married. But according to Ben, all these alcohol problems were left behind when he got back together with Lopez. I bet that he really does want to get over the struggle of being dependent on alcohol, but addiction to anything is really hard to overcome. Even though Ben was keen on changing for the better, it seemed like he was still battling with his alcohol addiction up until now. For sure, knowing that these two are very popular personalities in the industry, people would always notice everything that they do, especially on public events. That is why their video arguing in a recent party immediately trended when people uploaded it on the internet. In this video that we're talking about, JLo had a sip of Ben's drink while the other was arguing that he was not drinking. She must have had enough considering that she has been putting up with all this for a very long time. I mean, people who have been involved in this situation could only understand Jen's sentiments and exhaustion. They got back together in 2021 and decided to get married in July of 2022. The intimate ceremony took place in Las Vegas, and people wish that this would really be it for the pair. Some of you might have also seen Jennifer's interview with JLo, where she openly talked about their recent marriage. She said, "I was reunited with the love of my life and we decided we were going to be together forever." For sure, no matter how perfect people think the relationship is, there would always be struggles behind the closed doors. Now, with Ben and Jennifer's case, the one thing that is mainly causing them problems is Ben's alcohol addiction. We know how the paparazzi are always following these popular celebrities, and this happened with Ben. Someone asked him about a party that he attended in LA because he had appeared to be drunk that time. He responded that he had a sip but is not going to let that happen again. For those people who are saying that it's easy to stay sober, especially if you're determined to, obviously do not know what it's like to undergo the situation. Okay, so let us talk a bit about Ben Affleck, just so you might understand where he's coming from and what even started his alcoholism. But before we get deeper into the video, if you love Jennifer Lopez and want to see more videos about her, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button. I will always keep you on the loop about the latest happenings in JLo's life.
JLo stayed true to her "Love Don't Cost a Thing" pledge. I am here at the famous A Little White Wedding Chapel Vegas venue where the couple, worth an estimated $550 million, said "I do" with a $180 Tunnel of Love extravaganza.
Going back to the video, so Ben has been dealing with his alcohol dependence and mental health issues for quite a long time already. Apparently, a number of people around him were suffering with the same things while he was growing up. He had witnessed what it's like for things like this to happen at such a very young age. Both his grandmother and uncle had their own lives in different ways. He also had an aunt who battled with addiction as well. Not only this, but even Ben's father was an alcoholic. He talked about how he had seen his father drinking all day, every day when he was still young. Fortunately, his father was able to overcome the situation and be sober. Ben added that his father has been sober for decades already, which he thinks is very impressive of him. His father eventually became an addiction counselor. He must have been relieved when his father and mother got divorced when he was only 11. But while their father is on his way to becoming better, Ben and his brother Casey fell victim to alcohol as well. At only 15 years old, Ben was already drinking so much. His mother finds the need to put him into a wilderness camp. When he was 18, he took his shot and entered the world of acting, to which he slowly became known in the industry. Knowing that his career is becoming established, he decided that it is time to leave the alcohol and be sober. He received residential treatment for his alcoholism. Because of this, he was able to be sober for a few years. But thinking that you're sober can be tricky. Ben allowed himself to have a drink occasionally, which we all know is not a good decision for people who have been battling with alcoholism. He even talked about this before. He must have thought that if he was able to be sober for a couple of years, then he would be free from alcohol problems for the rest of his life. We know how a sip could turn into something bigger when it comes to alcohol, and that is exactly what happened to Ben. Because of this relapse, people have got a lot to say about him. It was rumored that the media had played a big role in their separation. They called off their engagement just a few days before the actual wedding. This became a hot topic back then, knowing how popular both of them are. But after a few months of their breakup, Affleck was already dating Jennifer Garner. These two met on the set of Pearl Harbor. Garner and Affleck's decision to have a wedding just a year after Lopez and Affleck ended things between them must have shocked so many fans back then. Garner and Ben had 2 daughters and 1 son. Do you think that Jennifer Lopez is regretting her decision to get back with Affleck? This time, would they be able to survive the struggles that they had to face together? I would love to know your thoughts, so comment them down below. Now, when Ben was with Jen Garner, the alcohol did not stop. If you think that he must have found more reasons to change and be sober completely, then you're wrong, because Garner had to endure those years that Ben is struggling with alcoholism. Not only is his alcohol addiction the problem, but Ben allegedly cheated on Jen with a nanny of their kids. Christine is the nanny that we're talking about here, and she was included in the news about this affair. She also looks like the rumors did not bother her at all, and she was not even afraid to show more reasons for people to speculate on her relationship with Ben. Later on, Jen had dropped some hints that this is not just a rumor, but is something that actually happened. She also made it clear though that the cheating was not the main reason why they had a falling out. Alcoholism must have played a big role in their separation. They finally ended their marriage in 2015, but even though they were not on the best terms, Jen was still very supportive of him to get through his alcohol addiction. Their marriage did not end in the worst possible scenario either, because Garner even allowed Ben to stay at her guest home in Atlanta for 2 years.
Hey Ben, how's it going, man? How was the party last night, bro?
It happens, just slip, but I'm not gonna let it derail me. You're gonna check yourself back into rehab, Ben? Thank you very much, guys. You okay?
Now, after that, he went to a residential treatment once again. Unfortunately, just after he was done with the program, he had a relapse once again. Jennifer was really hoping for him to get better because when he had this relapse, she was there to help him once again by driving him back to the rehab facility. I mean, they were married for a decade and he will always be the father of her children, so she must still be concerned about him knowing what his past was like as well. Ben once again completed the program in 2018, but this was not the end of his addiction, because in 2019, the media caught him acting drunk right after he attended a Halloween party in Los Angeles. He cannot even walk straight. In the same year though, he connected with Jennifer Lopez once again. In 2021, they went out publicly together, looking ready to announce that they rekindled their love for each other. In one of his interviews, Ben had talked about how he is already sober since early 2020. One thing that did not sound right during this interview though is how he somehow tried to blame his ex-wife, Jen Garner, for his drinking habits while they were married. He said that he felt like he was trapped, that is why he was drinking heavily at that time. According to him, he would likely not be able to stay sober if he was still married to her. I mean, that is a mean way to talk about your ex-wife who was almost always there during your downfall. Their relationship must not be perfect, but he should have at least respected the things that she did for him. He received a backlash about what he said, so he was quick to say that what he said was just taken out of context. I mean, what else could that mean? He obviously tried to put some blame on her ex for his own addiction, whatever angle you look at it. Of course, the people were quick to side with Jennifer because she never ever talked bad about him, even after their divorce. She must not be the perfect wife for him, but she surely tried to help him the best that she can. So no matter how hard Ben tried to defend himself about his statement, people already made up their mind about it. Additionally, Ben's brother Casey had talked about how Garner had helped Ben to be sober. Now that he's back with JLo, many rumors are claiming that these two are always fighting because of his alcohol addiction. People are saying that JLo's patience on Ben is wearing thin already. An insider had talked about how they are very different from each other. The source added that JLo is a perfectionist while Ben is the complete opposite. But even with the rumors and all, whenever JLo is being asked about her life and relationship, she's always trying to say that she's having a great life right now and that she's happy to be back with Ben. It must have been frustrating for her to see some of Ben's behavior sometimes. People have different opinions about their situation. Some say that they should not rush into marriage knowing that Ben was not yet completely sober. But there's some saying that JLo is doing good keeping Ben under control. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out these videos.